Good evening and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill tonight have finalized a massive $900 billion COVID-19 relief package, and just in time for Christmas, too. Now, the plan is a compromised bill designed to help Americans hit hardest throughout this pandemic. KCAU 9 News reporter, Washington correspondent Raquel Martin has the details for us now in our top story at 5.
It's a bridge into the new year.
Michigan Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow says Congress is finally throwing millions of Americans another lifeline.
We really have a hunger crisis right now. All you have to do is look at folks sitting in their cars waiting hours to get a box of food.
After months of gridlock, Democrats and Republicans have finally agreed on a $900 billion emergency COVID relief package. The plan extends unemployment benefits and expands food assistance. It also includes billions for small businesses, schools, and vaccine distribution.
There's lots of wins in there.
Kansas Republican Congressman and doctor Roger Marshall says reaching a deal was truly a matter of life and death.
I think that this is a bridge to get us through the middle of March.
On the Senate floor, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell blamed Democrats for the delay.
Senate Republicans have been trying since July to get more targeted bipartisan relief.
But Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley says the bill's target is off and slammed both sides for settling on just $600 direct stimulus checks.
$20 billion for higher education, and yet we cannot find any further funds to help working people.
This experience this year was disappointing in some respects.
Illinois Democratic Senator Dick Durbin says the smaller package will meet Americans' needs for now, but
we have more work to be done.
Democrats say they will work to pass another relief package in the early days of the new Biden administration. In Washington, Raquel Martin, KCAU 9 News.
And Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says that those who do qualify for the $600 checks could receive them as early as next week. The federal aid coming at a time when many people are in desperate need. This is especially true for some Siouxlanders. One barbershop owner tonight says the community has rallied behind his business, but taxes and bills don't stop coming in, even when business does.
I think the package is really needed for business owners because we would struggle without it. I feel like if I wouldn't have had that package, I don't know if I'd have made it the whole year. It's always good to get money. You know, I got like kids, so it helps take care of them, and, you know, it keeps the business afloat.
Coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9's Lydia Vasquez shares what the new round of stimulus means to other Siouxlanders. And the COVID-19 vaccine is being administered across the country tonight, but some people have their concerns about the safety of the shot. And that's why Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts today brought in a doctor who specializes in respiratory illness to address some people's concerns.
So one of the common things that comes up when you're talking about RNA and the coding, if you will, is does it alter our DNA? Does it alter our genetics? Absolutely not. That mRNA sits in the cytoplasm. It does not get into the nucleus where our DNA resides. So it can't do anything to our genes, to our DNA whatsoever.
We have more answers to some of the more common questions about the safety of the vaccine, including what fertility experts are saying on our website right now. That's SiouxlandProud.com. Let's take a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland. Woodbury County health officials recording 25 new cases in 24 hours. The county's positivity rate standing at 15%. In Nebraska, Dakota County with 17 new positive tests today. The county's positivity rate just over 11%. And in South Dakota, Lincoln County reporting 54 new cases. The positivity rate there stands at nearly 26% tonight. In other news, we have some new information released about the overnight shooting in Sioux City. The police department says the victim, 28-year-old Krista Kruckenberg of Sioux Falls, is being treated at Mercy One Siouxland. Kruckenberg was watching a confrontation in the parking lot of Mavericks when the suspect, who was not involved in the fight, started shooting. The suspect is described as a shorter black man in his 20s. Detectives tonight still determining whether or not Kruckenberg was struck unintentionally or was actually the target. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sioux City Police Department. And authorities tonight are identifying the woman who died in a fatal crash on Wednesday of last week. The one-vehicle crash occurred in Viborg, South Dakota. 75-year-old Mary Nelson was driving on Frog Creek when she lost control. Her vehicle then went off the roadway, entering the ditch and rolled over. Nelson sustained life-threatening injuries and was airlifted to a Sioux Falls hospital, where she later died as a result of those injuries. Now, there was one passenger in that car, 75-year-old Warren Nelson. He suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries and was taken by ambulance to Viborg Hospital. Officials say no one involved was wearing a seatbelt. And one man is injured after tipping over his SUV this morning. The incident happening around 10:40 in Sioux City. The driver was heading west on 41st Street when he hit a parked car, the impact causing his vehicle to roll over onto the driver's side. Now, fortunately, the driver was able to walk away from this crash.
One person had some slight injuries, non-life-threatening, and he has chosen to go home and see his own doctor in his time.
No one else was involved in this crash. Driving drunk doesn't just happen around the holidays, of course, but police say the festivities can definitely cause incidents to be more common out on the roads. And this year, the Sioux City Police Department has a budget set aside specifically for police officers whose sole job it is to be on the lookout for drivers who are under the influence. The police department encourages people who do plan to drink while out to call ahead for a taxi or use a rideshare service like Uber or Lyft.
Again, our biggest goal is we just want people to be safe. If you're going to go out, have a good time, do that, but get a ride home. Just get home safe, because the last thing we want to do is to have to notify someone's family that their loved one's passed away because of an accident.
Of course, operating anything while under the influence of drugs or alcohol is illegal. And after adding up all the fees and fines associated, an OWI can cost you up to $15,000. Well, it's time tonight for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, today would have been a really nice day if not for the wind. Temperatures soaring.
Right, we had wind gusts at times to around 40 to 45 miles per hour, but temperatures, they were in the upper 40s and lower 50s today. Here in Sioux City, we recorded a high of 51 degrees, 53 in Wayne. A little cooler to the east and northeast, but still temperatures in the mid 40s in Storm Lake, Spencer, and Orange City. Tonight, we're going to have clear skies, and that is going to make viewing the Great Conjunction possible tonight. This is something that hasn't happened in a while. The last occurrence was in 2000, but the last time the planets were aligned this closely, 1623. The next occurrence will occur in 2040. If you want to view the planets aligning, to look to the southwestern horizon, Saturn and Jupiter will almost be aligned, and it will look like a very bright star in the sky, so keep your eyes open for that tonight. More details on the forecast coming up in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. Lucky we have clear skies. Well, the Omaha tribe of Nebraska performing a blessing today. It was at their brand new dialysis clinic in Walt Hill. The clinic began construction in spring of this year in direct response to the pandemic, making it harder for local patients to find care. The clinic can serve 12 dialysis patients per day, along with preventative care services available. Tribal members hope this clinic will bring a higher quality of life to their people.
You know, knowing that our relatives are closer to home, that they don't have to travel further away, you know, as an average of hour to 2 hours a day on top of their 4-hour treatment schedule. So it's a relief, and it's very, like I said, it's comforting for them to be here.
The clinic will be operated by Sanford medical staff and will be operational in the coming weeks. The global industry of what some are calling the cheap social media manipulation continues flourishing, and it is distorting both commerce and politics, including the verified social media accounts of 2 United States senators. This according to a new investigation by researchers from the NATO Strategic Communication Center of Excellence. They paid just 300 euros, roughly 360 United States dollars, for more than 300,000 fake likes, views, and shares of posts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. This includes content from the verified accounts of Senators Chuck Grassley and Chris Murphy. Both senators consented to participate in this experiment. The researchers say that while Twitter and Facebook have made some improvements, TikTok appears to be defenseless. Well, there's a new partner emerging for frontline healthcare workers tonight, and you guessed it, it's a robot, not living. See how hospitals are taking advantage of the extra help coming up.
And it's looking like we're going to have a fairly warm and windy next couple of days, but things will cool down for Christmas, and there's a light snow chance. Those details after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
High of 34, so at least it's going to feel like Christmas for Thursday and Friday. 41 Saturday, and then next week it looks like temperatures will be chilly again, right around average for this time of year. 33 on Sunday, and it looks like mid to upper 20s to start next work week. So the roller coaster of temperatures, it looks like it will continue.
Really does. All over the place this week.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, a South Sioux City bank is using a monthly casual jeans day to raise some money, all for charity. This year, the F&M Bank raising $12,000 and donating it to the South Sioux City Police Department. The bank chose to donate to the department as a thank you to the frontline workers and first responders working hard during this pandemic. If you'd like, you could read the full story. It's on our website right now. That's SiouxlandProud.com or the KCAU 9 News app. If a barbecue toy drive wasn't enough of a unique idea for you, the inspiration behind it makes it even more special. We'll explain why one couple is dedicated to bringing joy to their community this Christmas season coming up. But first, a medical robot helping healthcare workers gain back some valuable time in their day. And it's doing it with a pixelated smile on its face. Learn how the high-tech helper is making an impact on the future of medicine next. Growing up, I have great memories of building sandcastles on the beach on Christmas Day and also sometimes celebrating Hanukkah and Christmas during the same week.
From everyone here at KCAU 9, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
There's a new partner for frontline healthcare workers tonight in the fight against COVID-19, one that's delivering critical supplies and reducing exposure to the virus. Ariza Odust explains the Texas company behind it says this is the future of healthcare, even beyond the pandemic.
She can easily socially distance, doesn't need a mask, and can quickly be disinfected. Moxie is one of Medical City Dallas's busiest medical assistants. The robot works at the heart and spine hospitals full-time, delivering PPE, coronavirus lab samples, and COVID-19 tests. The hospitals say each task can take up to 15 minutes, and Moxie is doing anywhere from 50 to 75 tasks per shift. That's giving staff hours back.
Moxie is not here to replace anybody. Moxie's here to really provide more time and quality time to the bedside provided by our healthcare workers.
During the last 9 months, the automated helper is also lowering exposure risks for frontline workers.
Moxie carrying things from place to place, you have fewer people moving around between spaces. And so all of these things, you can automate some of the transport and kind of keep more people safe.
Austin-based Diligent Robotics created Moxie. The company says just in November, they saw a 30% increase in use at the hospitals that have the high-tech helpers.
That's what really drives us is we're saving people time, and the people whose time we're saving are saving lives.
Hey, Moxie. We first met Moxie last year when she was helping nurses at Dell Children's Medical Center. She was there for a trial run. A hospital spokesperson says it hasn't been determined if Moxie will be back. Will you be adding another Moxie to the staff?
With all the things that have occurred over the last year, it's really, exposed some opportunities where we can continue to add robotics into, operational workflows.
For one couple, Christmas time brings back some tough memories, but the memory of their son isn't something they want to forget. We'll see how they're using a toy drive in his honor next. 3 years ago, the Green family lost their baby boy on Christmas Day, and since then, they have found a way to honor him each year. This time by hosting a toy drive to benefit others. Amy Kazera shares their story.
There you are. We just wanted to do something to give back, something to remember our boy, and just something to bring joy to people.
And especially to kids in need this Christmas, the day they lost their firstborn baby 3 years ago.
You're so naive and you don't think like, oh, that can't happen to you. That will never happen to us. But I don't know, pregnancy loss and infant loss is so common and people just don't talk about it,
Now they're using the holiday to honor their baby boy while giving back to other families in need. And as a nurse herself, she knows just how much has been lost this year.
There's a lot of despair right now. There's a lot of missing people right now, and a lot of just sad, And so I just love that this gives hope to our community, and it helps us, gives us a lot of joy to give back.
With Hill Barbecue lending a hand too. giving a free meal to each person who donated a new unwrapped toy.
Me and my husband have been super blessed during the time of operating our business here in Lubbock. And so we have been wanting to give back in some way to our community. We just didn't really know what that looked like or how to do it. And then when they came to ask us if we would like to be involved, it was a no-brainer.
And lots of folks turned out to help too, bringing with them nearly 90 toys, while spreading plenty of Christmas cheer along the way.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
All donated toys will go to families through the new Legacy Home, One Voice Home, and the Ronald McDonald House.
Taking a live look outside right now over Sunset on Storm Lake. Marcus returns with one more check on our forecast coming up next. Stay with us. Finally tonight, a pygmy hippo, you could see right there, living at the San Diego Humane Society, was given some treats to celebrate her recent, can you believe she's 47 years old? This was her birthday. Her caretakers made a cake out of Hannah Shirley's favorite fruits and veggies and set up a living room for her to explore. She looks good for 47. The pygmy hippo has been in the care of the Wildlife Center since 2002, and she was found in a residential backyard in Escondido, California. Why she was there, we don't know. Hannah Shirley weighs about 500 pounds and lives in a large paddock with a swimming pool and a natural pond for her to play in. Pygmy hippopotamus are native to Africa and are normally nocturnal creatures. I didn't know they were active at night, but that is interesting. Her teeth look good too. They're taking care of that, that pygmy hippo.
Well fed too.
Yes, and overnight our temperatures set to fall off, and if you have time to get out, you told us about that cool star.
Yeah, you want to check out the two planets aligning tonight in the southwestern sky. 25 degrees with clear skies. Looks like tomorrow will warm back up into the 50s.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you back here at 6. Good night.